Hey everybody, it's Chris Eads, Wootini over at GayGamer.net, here with another weekly video podcast. This past weekend was Halloween. This was my costume, or part of it. I wore a shirt over this, but left it unbuttoned, and I had a little press badge for the Daily Bugle, and I carried my camera. So I went as Peter Parker. But it was good because it gave me an excuse to have my camera so I could take pictures of all my friends at the Halloween party. In the vein of Halloween, I also took a little bit of a break from fantasy life because it was taking over my life, regular life. And it's funny because now that it's actually out and on sale officially, I can see all of my friends who've picked it up, who are now obsessed with it. Some of whom are now, like, way past me in the game. But, it's just funny because I was like, I did warn you that it was crazy addictive and super fun. So, it's your own fault. You didn't listen. But I took a break, for about a week, this past week, to lead up to Halloween, and I played Silent Hill on my Vita, which I've mentioned before. But I really played it. Like, I was only, like, sampling it here and there, but this time I said, you know what, let me take a break from fantasy life, and I'm gonna play Silent Hill on my commute. And it cracks me up, because I'm sitting on a subway train or on a bus, and I'm playing it, and I will still jump when something scary happens. I mean, there's a room in the basement of the hospital where there's suddenly this really loud sound of shattering, breaking glass, and I jumped. And then it keeps happening, and I'm looking around the room, and there's nothing in this room, but you can hear the scary noise, and I'm just like, I'm getting out of this room. And that's what I love about Silent Hill. It's really cool. It is actually legitimately scary at times. And it's hard to find a good scary game. If you have any recommendations for good scary games, let me know. I may not have played them, and I would like to know what they are. I keep meaning to try the Fatal Frame series. And I know that I can get the Fatal Frame games on the PlayStation Network. I would prefer it if I could play them on my Vita, because I have more time to play my handheld than my home console. But it seems like I'll have to get them and play them on my PS3, which, you know, whatever. I mean, maybe I'll still do it, but I'm not as inclined, because I don't have as much time. And I have plenty of other games that are new games that I haven't played, to spend time playing old games that I should have played 10 or 15 years ago when they first came out. But it did get me to thinking, I'm playing Silent Hill on my Vita. I could have also played it on my PS3 if I wanted. I don't think there's a cross-play save thing that you can do. That would be cool, though. But I haven't tried it. I don't think there is, so I haven't tried. But it's the original Silent Hill. No enhancements. It's just a PS1 classic. I know that they did do a Silent Hill HD, but I never played it because I read reviews and people were like, it's not very good, they kind of screwed it up. So I went and opted to play the original, also because I could play it on the train. But it's funny to me because there are games that I missed out on the first time around that, you know, I like being able to download. You know, like Wild Arms it's a great RPG that I never played back in the day on my PlayStation. So I like the opportunity that I can go in and download it from PSN, sometimes really super cheap, and, you know, I've gotten way more than 99 cents worth of enjoyment out of Wild Arms. I haven't finished it yet because I took a break and then got Fantasy Life and then Silent Hill, I hope to go back to it at some point, but even if I don't ever go back to Wild Arms, I've still gotten 99 cents of enjoyment out of it, so it was not money wasted. But there's a part of me that would almost prefer to play the original version of the game as opposed to an HD remake. I know Capcom is doing yet another Resident Evil remake, and, you know, I don't know if I really want to play Resident Evil again. I would like to play a new Resident Evil. Like, I'd be more inclined to play Resident Evil Revelations 2 as opposed to Resident Evil HD. But I don't know. Because there's a part of me that just likes the pure experience of the original film, or the original game, as opposed to a remake. It's not a remake, though. It's just kind of a spruced up version. But, you know, it's sort of like, because it's like, I like to watch my movies in black and white. I don't like colorized movies. Don't colorize a black and white movie. That's not right. It's not how it was supposed to be made. You don't know if that's the colors that the original director would have wanted to use. You know, it's just, You know, also I feel the same way about the Star Wars movies. I prefer the original Star Wars movies. Not the Star Wars movies with the additional special effects. Because he also added footage that I don't like. But I feel like it takes away from the charm of the original film to have all this CGI crap inserted into it. Because that's not how it should look, you know? And so to me, there's a, like, part of me is like, oh, do I want to play the HD version? If I have the option, I think I'd rather play the original version, because that's the pure experience. That's the experience that I would have had on my PlayStation, or what, a PlayStation 2, all those years ago. As opposed to playing an HD remake, where they're not just going to give it a fresh coat of paint to make it look pretty. That might not be so bad, but they always go in and tweak things. They add more levels, or they change the gameplay slightly, or they add whatever. They're tweaking things underneath the pretty graphics. And sometimes that can screw things up. Sometimes I think, you know, it's fine. They've done HD remakes that have been really good. But I still personally feel like I would rather play the original flavor. I don't know about you guys. Let me know in the comments how you're inclined. If you like original flavor, or if you like HD remakes so it looks all pretty and they can finesse the gameplay so that it's better. I hope y'all had a good Halloween, and I hope that you're not all in sugar comas from all the candy. And I will see you next week, where I will probably be back hopelessly addicted to fantasy life again. See you then. Bye.